Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Dell XPS 139310. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, I guess get some thumbnails here. Alright, so this computer has a weird issue. The screen comes on, and then it doesn't do anything, and then it just goes off. So anyways, it just shut off on its own right now. Okay, so we're going to open it up and see if anything's weird. The other thing is this does like a white light and then amber light flashing. So it's flashing in a pattern, I think it's 7 white, 2 amber, which usually means a bad display. The customer said they dropped it on the ground, so they said it wasn't from very high, but that's most likely going to be the problem. The thing is, I don't know if they're going to want to replace it. Okay, so anyways, we got to get these screws out. Okay. Keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk. In the pattern, I remove them. Alright, if this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos. If you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you could subscribe to that one, same profile picture, but zoomed in. But basically all my review videos are on there and nothing else. If I didn't already mention, this is using a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver, okay, to remove the screws. Alright, once you get all the screws out, okay, you can see it's going to try and turn itself on again. Alright, once you do that, we're going to have to pop this out. There's a very thin gap, so I might have to use a little metal pry tool for this. But usually what I do is I'll get under the gap and then pull on it. Actually, let me try with a suction cup. That might be easier. So we'll go with the suction cup here and then pull on it. And no, that's not working. Does it flex at all? Not really. Okay. So yeah, this kind, I always end up having to use like a metal tool or something because it's pretty difficult to get between the gap between the palm rest and the metal plate. So I have this really thin metal tool here. This is actually like a frosting spatula kind of thing, or for what do you call, what else? It's for pharmacy, where they used to like scoop up the pills. Anyways, you can see now I got in there. I just lifted a little gap so that I could stick my fingernail in there. You can use pry tools, whatever works for you. If you don't have a tool that's that super thin, I think you might even be able to use like a piece of aluminum from a can. I mean, it's not as sturdy, but it'll hopefully just be able to help you get in between the layers so that you can pull this out. Okay, so there we go, and now we'll wiggle this, and here's the inside. This is for the headphone jack or 3.5 millimeter audio jack. Okay, so there's what that looks like, and we're just going to get a thumbnail of the inside here, and then we'll go ahead and continue. All right, okay, so the screen is having issues. It just has these 2 connectors, but there's not really much else. So if it's not going to work, the customer told me that they actually opened it already and tried checking those connectors. So if that's the case, it might be the cabling is bad, which if that's the case, then this thing is pretty much toast. Wait, did someone work on this before? Why do they have a cable here, but it's not, there's not even the connector on it? That's so strange. You see that? I think this is for like a keyboard backlight, maybe. Alright, anyways, we got the battery here. Battery connectors right there. So we're going to disconnect that first since it keeps wanting to turn itself on. Alright, we're going to need a, what is that? I think a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver to undo the screws. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll undo this screw. Again, keep all the screws in order. That one, this one. Okay, this guy. And the 2 at the bottom here. Alright, my phone is running out of storage. I'm going to have to do this quick. Alright, so now that we got all those screws out, we should be able to lift it up from the back here, or anywhere from the back, okay? And then we can move this over a little, get underneath this cable. So I'll get like my finger underneath and then one on top, and then just wiggle it side to side and pull it out like that. Alright, the battery model number is here, 722KK. So if you need to replace the battery, that's it, 722KK. Alright, now let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, actually, okay, so this is the keyboard backlight connector, flip latch here, keyboard connector, flip latch here. Let me actually just flip all these latches just to see if anything came loose. Alright, again, keyboard backlight connector, this one. Okay, keyboard connector. This one connects all of those to the main board. So they have this daughter board cable connecting up here. Okay. So that. Okay, and we have the other cable here. Oh, was this already flipped up? I don't remember even flicking that. So there's this cable that connects this light on the front. Huh, interesting. So that light connector somehow came loose. Then we have the touchpad, trackpad connector here. All right, same thing, flip latch, flip latch. All right, I don't know if you see, I'm flipping the latches for all of them. Fan connectors right here. To remove that, you go wiggle from the wings and then pull it out. All right, I'm gonna leave that because it looks fine. You got this connector for the speaker down here, okay. The speaker, I'm not too sure how it's held in. It's probably adhesive because I don't see anything holding it from the top. Unless this metal plate is on top of it and you have to undo that. Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't look like it. I think it's adhesive. Anyways, you got the other speaker connector up here. I don't know why it has these connectors here that aren't connected to anything, but they just taped over it with masking tape. Are those other antennas? I think those are no, the antenna wires are here. So wireless antenna is here. The wireless card is soldered to the motherboard, right? There's another flip latch here for this connector, which it says FP, so fingerprint reader, right? Latch that. Or what's that? This doesn't look like a fingerprint reader. This looks like a, or is that a fingerprint reader? Let's see. Other side? No, I don't know. The fingerprint reader's all the way up on this corner. So if it is, then there's a wire that's going under here, under the board, all the way to there. I don't know. Interesting. I'm holding the power button for 15 seconds to drain any residual power. Usually you'll do this if you're messing with the screen cable, but it's good to do it even if you're just working on other stuff inside the computer. Okay, so we'll do that. Hold it a few more seconds. There we go. Okay, you got an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here. You want to use a PH1 or JS1 screwdriver, so switch the bit, don't use the 0. Okay, it looks like we might have to lift the wireless. Okay, you don't have to take it completely out. We can just lift that slightly over. And now we can get this out. So carefully lift this and then slide this back. And here's the M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD. It's a micron. You want to lift it slightly up and then you can wiggle and pull this out. So there's the SSD. Anyways, I'm going to just put this back in. But if you need to upgrade the SSD, you can swap it just like this. You do need to either copy the OS or clone this drive, or you need to create a new or install a new OS on it. So if you change the drive, so keep that in mind. Okay, so get that in. Make sure it slots into there. All right, and we'll get this screw back in. Alright, then we'll get this in, line it up, and push that down. Good. Okay, what else? Another fan connector here. And I think the only thing left is the screen cable. So the LCD LVDS. CPU is underneath here, the heatsink. Okay, so we'll switch over to a PH0 or JS0 screwdriver. And we'll get these screws out. Again, the customer said that they already disconnected this and reconnected it, so I don't know, but let's go ahead and take a look anyways. All right. The only thing loose I found in here was the connector to the the light to the daughter board, and then yeah, everything else seemed okay. So I don't know, we'll see if they're lucky and that fixed it. But this is the cable to the screen, LCD LVDS connector, or whatever you call this. I don't know, it says CCD EDP, so I guess it has a different name. But anyways, line that back up, push that back in, line this back up, okay, push that back down. Alright, and then we'll get the 6 screws, or the 3 screws back in, make sure it lines up. I like to twist backwards, see if it clicks. If it clicks, it's in the right spot, and then you can go ahead and tighten it. We'll go in here, I only tightened it a little bit just to make sure everything lines up first. Okay, and then tighten that. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the screws. We'll now put the battery back in, and then plug it in, power it up, and see what we got, if we have any luck with it working. Okay, so there's that. We'll get the battery back in, line the connector back up, and then pinch from both sides like this, get it all the way in. All right, looks good. And let's go ahead and get the screws back in, and that's pretty much all there is to this laptop. We're not taking the whole motherboard logic board out. Most likely the CMOS BIOS RGC real-time clock battery is built into here, if you're wondering. Alright, but that's pretty much it. We're gonna reassemble this thing and see if we got lucky, if it's gonna power on. Otherwise, there might be either something in the screen that's actually physically damaged, or the board got cracked. I think he said he dropped it from about a foot or so high, or I don't know, maybe more than a foot. I don't remember exactly, but it was enough that I was like telling him, I mean, even if you drop it from less, it would still be able to break. Okay, and the plastic here, I guess, is weak because it's like kind of separating here. All right, anyways, we're gonna now put this back. So you want to actually put the hinge section in first at an angle. All right, make sure that lines up. Push that all in, make sure the gap is closed, and then you can push all the way around. Okay, we'll switch back over to the T5 Torx 5 screwdriver, screw everything in. Let me plug this in while we're waiting so we can have some charge at least. All right, and it's just USB-C, so we'll plug this in, and then we'll get all these screws in while we're doing that. So, okay, I do see the white light is coming on. And now it's solid white, so hopefully that's a good sign. And yeah, we'll just finish getting all these screws in. Alright, again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to do, or likes to see. And yeah, again, I do have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More, where all my review videos are also being put. Eventually, that will be the only channel where my review videos go, so make sure to subscribe to that one as well. That will really help me out. Okay. Anyways, we'll get the last screw in, and then let's power it up and see if we have any luck. All right, so we'll get this in. Okay, and then let's power it up and see if we have any luck here. Okay, so right now there's nothing on the screen. Again, since we pulled the battery out, there's a very good chance that the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery was reset, and it might take a while for it to actually power up, but either that or the power button signal didn't go through. So let me see. I'm gonna unplug the power button, the charger. Yeah, never mind. I don't think it was going. Okay, now it's turning on. Okay, I'll plug it back in. I unplugged it so I could see if the light was turning on just for the power. So this light, it flashed on and off, and then maybe I should leave it unplugged so I can tell for sure. Yeah, I think it's the same issue. If I try and turn it on again, you can see this comes on. Okay. Let me actually turn off the light so you can see better. And then it just shuts off. So sadly, it seems like it might be a board issue. You see that light comes on. Also, if you're wondering, there is no replaceable RAM on this model. So yeah, anyways, there you go. It looks like it's dead, sadly. So anyways, hopefully this video helped you with upgrading the SSD or replacing the battery and other little components. But it looks like that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully it helped. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's drop this. Bye.